Hi, everyone. Welcome back. Storm here.
Tom here.
We are watching more of the Orville today. I believe this is the finale of season 2, episode 14. Last episode, Pass Kelly did not go on a second date with Ed. And we went down. What does that mean? And we went down a whole spiral of time theory. And guys, thank you so much for sharing your thoughts as well. And Aaron Barlow, like, you've been a fan of ours for so long and a subscriber on our Patreon. So thank you for that. And you have great comments and you break down so much science. Like, it's really good stuff. And I'm like, oh my God, you guys are so smart and know so much about this stuff. And, but yeah, like your theory on how time works too is really freaking good. But yeah, so I'm kind of worried now because for some odd reason after we watched last episode, I'm like, okay, Past Kelly, that was an alternate timeline. So we might see a little something affecting the main timeline that we're watching on the Orville, but maybe it won't. I don't know. I'm kind of feeling like it's going to really affect this episode. So
maybe they'll have a multiverse episode.
I know it's always the multiverse. Like, I love Marvel, but yeah, I know it's like overkill now. So shall we just get into this episode and we'll talk about it after? Let's do it. Ooh, what is that? Something buried? This thing is buried. Okay, so they're like scavengers just looking for stuff to use. This is the Empire. Pursue. Oh no. Oh God, the floating heads. Oh God. Oh crap. Wow, they're a bad shot. That's good.
They're like stormtroopers.
Yep. Are we gonna know who they are?
Well, they're on a Union shuttle.
Yep. And it's all dirty now. That's terrible, running in the snow. That's a workout. Boo. Crap, yeah.
We'd be safe here, at least for a while.
Oh, wow. Oh, God, thank God they survived. Oh. All right, so I'm curious if this is an alternate timeline or things just got really bad with the main timeline just because the K-line took over. Back. So many questions. Woo, it's so cool. And thank God he's a great pilot.
Ever flown inside one of these? Nope. Should I be worried? Yep.
Woohoo! Yeah. Nice. So many special effects.
Get us out of here.
Yay!
Man, that was close. It's getting impossible to find a system the Kalon haven't occupied.
Crap.
We've managed to wipe out half the known galaxy in less than 9 months.
What?
Where do we go?
Jeez.
Okay, so this is definitely an alternate reality.
Yeah, but last I heard, the Kalon haven't taken him on yet. Probably because it's close to an even match. We could hide out on the edge of their system. Hope they don't notice us. Can't be worse than anywhere else.
Oh, that sucks. And is this all from Kelly's effing decision? Like, I don't know. I'm guessing it stemmed from that. Because he didn't join the Orville, and the Orville's like so important.
Last time I had a decent meal. Scavengers.
Uh-oh.
Crap.
Maybe it's Yondu. Mary Poppins, y'all.
Okay, don't panic. Don't panic? They're gonna cut off our skin and wear it like a suit.
Uh-oh. Oh, no. Nothing.
We fight. Not gonna let our last meal be a Twinkie.
I know, I'm like, blood sugar's high right now, but gonna need more.
Don't shoot.
Oh no, it's Kelly! What? Oh my God, look at it, it's all of them!
Hello, Ed.
Kelly,
It's good to see you again.
you know this woman? Yeah, we went on a date like 7 years ago.
Crap, see her decision!
The Kalon were defeated.
Because I was
Chain of events.
I stopped the Kalon. Right. I had to swim with my shirt on until I was 20.
Just listen. Because you were a command of the Orville. had a relationship with the
Oh,
Kaelon
there they are.
emissary Isaac. That relationship is what got him to turn against his own people.
Okay,
Kaelon
it still
lost the
happened.
battle.
Oh, I'm glad they're all together. They're just meant to be together. All of them.
Except for Bortus.
I know. I was thinking of Bortus.
Sorry.
And then when you basically ghosted me, I thought it was the end of the world.
Well, she did call him and say no.
Yeah.
It wasn't like she just disappeared.
Well, he called her, actually.
Okay. Yeah, but she still said no, I can't.
It's good to see you again.
That's not what you said the last time you saw me.
They're still family. I like their rebel appearance. Scavenger appearance.
A mercenary.
Ocean planet. Or mountain planet. I love in these shuttles that a lot of times you see them standing. And it's like
no
how
seats.
do you not move around? Oh. Hey, it's Yaphet!
Yaphet, it's me, John.
John? John who?
From the Orville. We served together for years.
Oh. Oh, yeah, right. Sorry. A piece of me got blasted off last week. A little bit of my memory was in it.
Oh no.
Need to see the lieutenant.
Okay, hang on.
He doesn't fall through the grate. That would be an ongoing
I was
joke.
waiting for that.
Yeah. It definitely feels like Star Wars.
Probably the idea.
Company.
Oh, yay!
Hey.
Oh, she's back!
They found us.
Oh, so many.
Where's your shuttle? South of here. There's a back way out. Go. We'll lay down cover.
Crap, they're not gonna make it.
We have room for you.
They need me here. Go.
Say, I love you. I know. That's the vibe I'm getting.
Well, like, we want you back.
Oh, you're the last one. Just how they march up like that. No urgency. And then they fly. What happens if you shoot the bodies? Will they die? Probably
I
not.
don't know.
That would be a great weakness.
Chiali, we have a Kaelon problem.
We know.
Darn it. Like yellow jackets. Pests.
Well, they can produce more of them quickly than they can.
Yeah. Wow. So they're just eradicating. They're just killing everyone.
Yeah.
I thought they were just going after those who were fighting, but they did shoot at Ed and Gordon earlier. Uh-oh. Crap.
You want the top of the bottom?
I like to be on top. Mom, I did the tractor beat. That's great, Ty. Get us out of here.
Yeah, that's it.
What's so crap? Quantum drive is offline. Oh, crap.
So you have to lose them in the field. Woo! Wahoo! Wow, they're moving really fast. Holy crap. And this ship's just too big. It's like the Death Star.
There's a whole Star Wars vibe to it.
Yeah.
We can't outrun them. We need somewhere to hide.
What's that?
Are you nuts? We'll be crushed by the gravity.
Or time?
Just inside the event horizon. They won't see us because light can't escape.
Can you go in the past?
Take us in.
Definitely the future, I guess. Ooh. What? Anything can happen. Oh, it's, yeah, they're fast forwarding. You can't see him.
Hell? It's time dilation. This deep inside the gravity well of a black hole, time moves more slowly for us than it does for them. For every second we're in here, a couple of hours pass out there.
So they're gonna give up over time. Think they're dead.
Come
Wow.
on, give it up.
You think that a bit of knowledge that would be, Kaylin would know that too.
Yeah. I know, because they're more advanced, right? So
Well, also
no one's ever
computers.
tried that.
2 full days have passed.
Man, how was your weekend?
Mhm.
Drives back online.
Set a course for Earth.
Earth? What are you talking about? There is no Earth anymore. It's destroyed by the Kalon.
I know. But if we're going to recreate the time jump, we need to access Isaac's files for the Aeronaut device.
That sucks.
Which are on the Orville.
I thought the Orville was lost.
We took a heavy hit that plunged us into the atmosphere. The ship was in free fall, but a lot of us got out in the escape pods.
We've been able to calculate the coordinates of the crash site, and we think the Orville is still intact.
Intact where?
At the bottom of the Pacific Ocean.
Oh no. This is a good episode so far. It's fun. It's sad, but it's fun. They'll fix
Bum,
it.
bum, bum.
You realize, if we succeed,
None of this will ever have happened.
It's crazy, like this whole discussion, but life will be better in many ways. I hope Bortus is okay in this timeline. It'll be just a bunch of rocks.
My God.
Oh, whoa. Wow, look at the big crater in the U.S.
Ed, the moon.
Ooh, that's terrible,
Oh,
but
geez.
that's so cool looking. Wow.
Any life signs?
What about the Orville?
That's so sad.
I think I got it. It's at the bottom of the Marianas Trench.
Is it intact?
Ooh, that's like the deepest part of the ocean, right?
7 miles down. Can we handle that kind of pressure?
Not in this trash heap, especially with the beating we took. But if we divert enough power to...
Isn't that crazy to think of that?
Shuttle might.
Like you're out in deep space and you go so fast and handle all kinds of pressure or whatnot. Science!
Okay.
And then our oceans are just that dense.
Has anyone ever tried this in a shuttle?
Nope.
Not that I know of.
And you still have to go up slowly because the pressure's so great. Yeehaw! Like that submarine that went down.
Oh,
It
jeez.
got instantly crushed
5.5
within
miles.
like a fraction of a second. Holy crap. Don't listen to the music. Oh, I don't know. Looks like it might be in one piece.
I'm detecting low-level energy output and minimal life support. Doors are still open. We're in luck.
Okay, good.
Sit fast.
It's gonna like implode. Right when you get in. Are the shields still working?
I've got a link to the main computer. Pressurizing the bay.
Okay, thank God for that. And you gotta go slow. Slow. Hopefully that's enough.
Okay, it still works.
Yeah, they're very lucky.
1 life sign. 5 decks above us.
Really? Who?
Bortus.
Yeah, can you imagine? I was gonna say, because we love Bortus, we want to see another main character.
It's the only one that we haven't seen yet, right?
Yeah. It's like, it could be like, the Orville had so many people on it, and it's like, we have to see the main characters, so it has to be him. Or Clyden, but we love Bortus, so.
Tell her. You want to open this jar of pickles?
No, you can't say that was a Lars. Why? Jar of pickles. Gotta love it. Oh, look. It looks clean still. Uh-oh.
Jeez.
It is Bortus.
Bortus!
Oh, he's been by himself for so long. Oh, look at him. He looks different. He looks even more serious. It looks like he has scarring on his eye.
He's been to a fight or two.
Yeah.
God, that was so unnecessary.
I apologize. I did not know who you were.
Wow.
Bortus, man. I can't believe you're still alive.
It is good to see both of you again.
What happened?
The captain and the first officer were killed in the battle, so I remained at the helm to ensure that all the escape pods launched. But I could not prevent the crash. I have been surviving on minimal life support and combat rations.
Rough cuisine.
9 months? My God, it must have been so lonely.
My mate, Glyden, and my son, Topa, escaped in the pods.
Good.
If they survived, they are to meet me on Muglis. It is that hope which has sustained me.
He looks skinnier.
Muglis was destroyed.
He didn't know that.
Oh, man, I'm so sorry.
Maybe they still survive somehow. Oh, no.
I know this is going to sound crazy, but we may have a chance to make it right.
Oh. Oh. Hey, this looks familiar. Oh, deja vu? Don't make Kelly jealous. I think fondling the chair.
Show clear. No enemy ships in the vicinity.
And just to lift up like that with so much water pressure.
We're up.
Impressive.
10 meters.
And kaplunk. There it is. Like a whale. Yeah. That's so pretty. By Earth.
Passing through stratosphere. Switch to sublight engines.
Gonna terraform the planet again. Kiss you. Ooh.
Gordon's probably gonna have to live with us.
That would be fun, kind of. He'll be like our kid. Ooh, good kisser. I love how they could just talk about kids and jumping right ahead because we're just meant to be together. They already know their past, so love it. I like how John is like almost leading this whole thing in a way.
Your intelligence is far inferior to ours.
Okay, stop.
Yeah, well, that's why you're gonna help me out. If you don't mind, I'm gonna pick your brain a little. Your species extinction is inevitable.
Crap.
It would be far more efficient to
Damn.
surrender. Not today, my man.
Surrender.
We have found you.
Bridge to captain. There are 4 Kalon vessels closing off the port bow.
So freaking
How far
fast.
Approximately 2 minutes to intercept.
It'll work.
Oh crap, is she gonna sacrifice herself in this universe?
Oh, you never know. I mean,
Yeah, the way she's talking, because she's gonna sacrifice herself to reset the timeline. Ah!
Kalon ships will intercept in 31 seconds.
Ah! This episode's so exciting!
like the Matrix and those
Yeah, I got the
those creatures were coming
Matrix,
at.
Star Wars,
Okay, that's it.
Titan AE. Oh no. I'm gonna kiss you again.
If this doesn't work, will you marry me?
Yes.
And don't cheat on me. Oh no, work. Got everything, risking everything. Wow.
Uh-oh.
Wow. Can you imagine? She's gonna do the same thing again. Okay.
The memory wipe didn't trust me. You're gonna go back to sleep.
So the first time was risky, so hopefully this time will be okay.
Future of the galaxy.
Future of the galaxy.
In juice form.
I know, because before it was such a big risk, remember? Doing it again.
See you real soon.
Hopefully it does go back completely to how it was. Or maybe it'll be better.
Yeah, but she's still there. So what happens to her?
Probably just disappears, but I don't know, because again, like the whole theory of same timeline. Yep. And it wasn't painful. Ah!
I was wondering if I could take you out again.
I love it.
I love that.
Yay, restored.
Yay! And that's all. That's all, folks. Wow. That was a good episode, guys. I like that one. That was a good finale. Woo! It had such a Star Wars feel. John Favreau!
Well, it also
yeah,
had
it's a
a
special
Matrix
guest.
feel towards the end there, like when all the Kaylon were, racing towards them.
Yeah.
Kind of
Yeah, you
reminded me
mentioned
of
that
those creatures.
before with Kaylon in general. You know, they're so advanced and trying to eradicate all life because they're superior to everybody else. I mean, I love the idea of the butterfly effect. And again, this is a whole thing that we could just go in circles talking about. And I love your theories, guys. Tom and I, you and I both discussed this so many times just throughout this show alone. And there's no full way to know for sure until we start time traveling. And even then, I think that's going to take a very long time to really understand. And I don't think we're going to even have all the answers at that point. So,
You're gonna ruin everything.
and a few of you guys were saying that, it doesn't work as a main timeline, but that's kind of what we're focused on in this particular situation. So, and then Claire disappeared at the end when she did correct the memory wipe. So anywho, yeah, so it's like the same timeline and just one decision. And as silly as that sounds, because I love Kelly and Ed's love story, even divorced, they really love each other. They're really good friends and there is something more there. They won't get together fully, but they might now, because of the whole job thing, and they didn't want to risk certain things. But either way, they love each other so much that,
But the weird question is that I still think that what Claire did at the end would create a paradox, because her alternate timeline self went back to correct this, and then she disappeared. So when she no longer exists in that timeline, that means she never came back to fix Kelly.
That's what I was thinking
So
too. And I
like
want to go down that
rabbit
that
hole.
Yeah. But yeah, that's what I was thinking too. And but at this case, I'm gonna think basic and just be like, okay, she disappeared because she did what she had to do, and now that timeline doesn't exist anymore. So I mean, I really like this episode, and I know you guys could pick it apart. I know I can a little bit, but I really like the morals and just seeing all the characters, like how it's all faded. I love that kind of stuff, and how
it's
the main
cool
characters
how,
come together.
Well, the whole fate of the future wasn't necessarily Ed and Kelly, but Ed and Kelly being together on the Orville, and then Claire showing up. It was really her kids, development with Isaac that really shapes the future of the whole galaxy, really.
Yeah. I mean, Ed and Kelly, that's where it stemmed from, and I like that idea, but no pressure, guys, But the fact that they had to go on that second date, they had to get married and stuff to have all these other chain of events happen. So Ed ends up being the captain of the Orville, and then the Orville doesn't end up actually destroying Earth, because during that episode, they were able to fight back, fight the Kaylon and win and get everyone together to fight them. So that was cool.
They won, though, with Isaac's help. That's the thing.
And Isaac's help too, which still kind of happened, but not in a good or a great way, right? Because it seemed like I heard quickly that Claire and the kids still had a part, or I guess she was still with Isaac and they had some kind of relationship, and that still happened even without the Orville and all that stuff. So, or not the Orville, but just without Ed, and so it seemed like that still took place.
But
and
Isaac never had a conscience, I guess you want to say, because when they took him back to Kalon, they said that they dismantled him. So Isaac never returned with the Orville. So when they took over Earth.
If you guys can clarify more details, because there was a lot of information in this episode and I might have missed something, but I kind of assumed, I heard that he was dismantled, but I felt like Claire and the kids still played a good role in his life to kind of change him and have him fight the Kalon. But then he had to go back.
There. I didn't think Claire was on the Orville. That's the whole reason why they never had that bond, because she mentioned that when they were all first met each other again, Kelly mentioned that Claire only goes where she's needed, and Claire said that I must have went on the ship that you captained because I felt you needed me. So she must not have been there altogether.
Okay,
that's how I took it anyway.
Yeah, so but thank you, Tom. Yeah, because I might have had selective hearing there, because I thought like she still like had some kind of interaction with him in a good way to change him for the better kind of thing. And he still ended up on Kalon and got dismantled, but because circumstances were different, so somehow that mission
still happened. They still went to Kalon. They still but
so it just fell through, and that was it. Yeah, he just stayed there and just got dismantled. But this was a very good episode, and the extreme challenges that they had, and at the way end when the Orville actually exploded, that was devastating to see that. I knew, honestly, this is season 2, and at the time maybe a lot of the fans didn't know there was going to be a season 3, so that made it even more shocking the more I think about it, because I know there's a season 3. I mean, this year is 2025, so this has been out for a little while now. So that might have been traumatizing. That might have been really shocking seeing for the first time, thinking holy crap, this might be the end, and that would really suck. So
can you imagine if they left it as a cliffhanger?
Yeah, right?
That would have been horrible.
Yeah, because I really do like this show, but I just have a feeling that this wasn't consistent. Maybe it was with the seasons, maybe because it didn't get a lot of views back then or something. And I just remember hearing something that there was gaps between seasons or something.
Well, yeah, there was always a year or two between seasons. Plus, they changed networks several times. I think it was on Fox, then it wound up being on Hulu only.
Okay.
So it changed platforms several times. So it was kind of hard to follow it if you didn't have all the mechanisms to watch it.
And that stinks, because it's such a good show, so when you change it up a lot, sometimes it's hard for fans to follow you. And it's hard anyways, because even when I post things on our old Storm Akima channel, 90% of the people there just don't see it, and it's just normal for a lot of channels, where even when I was very active on that channel, I make notifications or just explain updates and stuff, and a lot of people just wouldn't see that stuff, or even in just our videos. So anywho, and it happens with services too, when you're jumping around, it's just a lot of people just don't see it, and it's
right.
hard. So it sucks. But anyways, I really do love this show, and I am looking forward to seeing the next season. And the next season has a new title. It's still called The Orville, but it's called New Horizons. So I'm hoping it's not a reset or restart. I hope it's the same story. We're still following after season 2. So it just feels like they're going to freshen it up or something. New Horizons. It just sounds like a restart to me. But I really enjoyed the last 2 seasons, and this was a good finale. So to see the Orville blow up like that, and they risked everything to get to this point where they had to how big of a risk is that? It's all assumption, theorizing. They're all smart. Claire's so smart. John's super smart. I really liked his role in this episode. And it all came down to this one thing, in hopes to make sure that Claire's concoction of stuff would actually erase or do the memory wipe completely, even if she got back to see Kelly in the past. This stuff isn't really done often.
Well,
so there's just so many risks to get to that point.
It's the biggest risk.
Play the lottery. Think about it,
when the Kalon got there, they would have been destroyed anyway. So it's kind of an all or nothing.
Yeah. You know, when they said the Orville was at the bottom of the ocean, like, I knew they'd have to go down there, but for some reason, like, when they were traveling to get to Earth, I kind of thought it was going to be fragmented, like there was going to be a big part missing and just a bunch of rocks or
Well, me
whatever.
too, especially having it, be worthy to, I mean, it's been at the bottom for how long?
Yeah, a long time.
And I think you said 8 months, 9 months.
Yeah, around there.
And so it's like it's been down there for that long. It's like it crashed there, so it didn't land nicely. It's
and in the deepest part.
Yeah, and it was in pretty good shape for crash landing in the Marianas Trench.
Yeah.
Especially
that's
being able
one
to
of the deepest areas of the ocean, and it's incredible. So I'm
especially to be able to stay watertight, except for the shuttle bay that was open. But
yeah, no, I'm happy that everything worked because there's so many things that could have gone wrong. So
well, it should have hit some the trench's walls on the way down or something. But
yeah. Yeah, it was a pretty incredible. Like just for one episode, it felt like a movie. Just all these like major feats they had to come across, and I'm glad Bortus was still alive, and I was happy to see everyone together. And Alara, like I was so happy to see her, and sad too, because I'm like, I bet you she's a guest star, and she was a guest star. I saw in the credits, but so it looked like her and John had a little something going on too, because they were giving each other bedroom eyes a little bit, or at least she was to him. And I'm like, oh, and again, the whole Star Wars feel, not that they're like those characters like Princess Leia and Han Solo, but like I was just waiting for, I love you, I know, kind of thing.
Well, I think it was nice because I thought John was more like, I've worked with her in the past, and, we want to take you back. In other words, you're more than welcome to rejoin the show is how I kind of took it.
I hope so. That would be really cool, because that was a very fun surprise to see her in this episode. So, hey, New Horizons. Not that anything's possible, but I would love to see her back. So I really enjoyed this a lot. This was very, very exciting. And guys, thank you again for sharing your thoughts, your theories, and answering our questions. That's always well appreciated for sure. Anything you'd like to add, Tom?
New Horizons.
New Horizons. We're excited. So until next time, guys, thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe, and we'll see you soon. Bye.
Doodles.